Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the first news on 22nd February newspaper front page dawn. Focus on Daska as PMLN seeks fresh vote in entire NA75. PTI claims victory. Nawaz demands strict action against those who held presiding officers hostage by Wasim Ashraf Butt and Amjad Mahmood. Gujarat, Lahore, shifting from its earlier stand of a fresh ballot in 53 polling stations in NA75 Daska, the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz (PMLN) demanded re-election in the entire National Assembly constituency, while the ruling party claimed a victory and said people of Daska had rejected the narrative of Nawaz Sharif. Daska became a center point of national politics after violence and alleged vote fraud during the NA75 by-poll on Friday as main leadership of the ruling party and opposition PMLN visited the town on Sunday. PMLN Vice President Mariam Nawaz, along with the contingent of party leaders, including Kirana Sanaullah, Mariam Aurangzeb, and Ataullah Tarar, visited the family of party workers Zishan Butt, who was killed during a violent clash at a polling station in Daska. Similarly, our PTI team comprising federal ministers, Senator Shibli Faraj, Fawad Chaudhry, Special Assistant to the Prime Minister Usman Dar, and the Special Assistant to the Chief Minister of Punjab, Dr. Firdaus Ashik Khan, visited the residence of Salim PTI worker Majid, who too was killed in the clash. The team condoled with the family of the deceased and offered prayers for the departed soul. Later, the PTI leaders also visited the injured party workers in a hospital. Speaking to a large gathering of PMLN supporters, later Mariam Nawaz praised the people of Daska and Wazirabad for resisting every effort for stealing their vote through the brutal use of police and state machinery. She said the PMLN worker had sacrificed his life for the sake of party narrative of respect to vote. According to Ms. Nawaz, the Election Commission of Pakistan (ECP) is a constitutional safeguard of the voting right of 220 million people of Pakistan, and through its own press release, it has doubted the election process, which now requires re-election in the entire NA75, and that too under assurance by the ECP of holding free, fair, and transparent election. She thanked Prime Minister Imran Khan and his ministers and advisors who had made the Daska by-poll an election of entire Pakistan through their stupid approach and misuse of power. Meanwhile, speaking at a news conference in Daska, Information Minister Shibli Faraz said Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf candidate Ali Asjad Mali had won the by-election and the ECP should announce the results. The minister said the PMLN leadership was frustrated as the anti-state narrative of Nawaz Sharif had lost support among masses. On the contrary, Prime Minister Khan enjoyed a massive support of the people, he added. Mr. Faraj said the PMLN was scared as Mr. Khan wanted to bring transparency to the electoral process by eliminating any chances of rigging and the politics of intimidation. He said the PMLN was in the habit of doing politics of intimidation, hooliganism, and bribe, and its leadership repeated that practice by sending Rana Sanaullah, Javed Latif, and others to create law and order situation in Daska, where peaceful electioneering was underway. Now, the PMLN leaders were shedding crocodile tears over the killing of two workers that had refreshed the memories of Model Town massacre, in which innocent women and children were brutally killed, he added. He said the killing of workers on the polling day took place under the patronage of Rana Sanaullah. He said due to mass acceptance of the Prime Minister's narrative, the PTI had got more votes in Daska and Wazirabad constituencies in the Friday vote as compared to 2018 election. The difference between the votes secured by PTI and PMLN in Wazirabad has narrowed from 30,000 to 4,000 only. 33,000 to 4,000 only. The leader of PMLN was 40,000. The lead of PMLN was 40,000 in 2018, but this time it was facing defeat in Daska, he said. Castigating the opposition leaders, he said they had already been exposed owing to hypocrisy, showing in their lack of interest in making the Senate elections transparent and stopping vote buying. He said the government was working hard to introduce electronic voting system to ensure transparency. Legislation was being enacted to give right to vote and to expatriate Pakistanis, he said. He said the federal ministers had come to Daska on the directive of the Prime Minister to offer condolences to the family of deceased PTI worker. Fawad Chaudhry condemned the attack on a Jio TV office in Karachi and said the media could not operate under such attacks and police should take action against those involved in the act. Nawaz Sharif, rejecting around 90% turnout at the polling stations whose presiding officers had gone missing after the polling process in Daska by-election, former Prime Minister Sharif has demanded strictest action against the elements involved in the incident. In a tweet on Sunday, the PMLN Supremo, who is in London for more than a year for medical treatment, says the nation rejects the disappearance of the presiding officers in Tuska and over 90% turnout in specific polling stations instead of 30%, the average in over 300 plus other polling stations, like it had rejected the malfunctioning of RTS result transmission system in the 2018 elections. He says the ECP press release on the issue is an open FIR against the selected selectors. Talking to media at Jati Umrah, and before leaving for Daska, Mariam Nawaz said the PMLN would have gifted the Daska seat unto the PTI if it knew the ruling party would go to the extreme of killing people. She said these thieves of flour and sugar had failed in every field and everywhere in the country. Referring to the challenge given by some PTI leaders to Ms. Nawaz, daring her to visit Tuska, she suspected some nefarious plans of the PTI men behind this challenge, but she vowed to visit the town at any cost. About the controversy on the killing of two youths in firing during the Daska by-poll, she said the PMLN owned its workers, unlike the PTI, which she said was neither a party nor had a future. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe our channel and press the like and bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.